All right, so for the past couple of weeks, we've been having to contend with this bullshit narrative coming from Republicans and also conservatives within the Democratic Party that somehow these federal unemployment benefits, the $300 additional per week that the government has been sending out to unemployed people, that somehow these benefits are causing some sort of labor shortage and really there's no underlying evidence for any of this, but it's been based on Republicans coming out and giving their anecdotal stories of, oh, well, I know a shopkeeper down the street who says they're having trouble finding someone to work at their shitty low wage no benefit job, and therefore we should starve workers by cutting these unemployment benefits. We should starve these people and force them into such shitty precarious positions that they are then forced to go and accept terrible jobs with terrible working conditions and low pay and no benefits. So it's a completely different approach that you could be taking here. You can go the carrot or the stick approach. Republicans of course want to go the stick approach. The carrot approach would just be saying, hey, maybe if you are unable to compete with starvation wage equivalent unemployment benefits, maybe you should just offer living wages and decent benefits, and then people will come and fill your job positions. It's really not that complicated an issue, but at least it shouldn't be. And yet Joe Biden's administration is coming out and basically defending, or at the very least laying the groundwork for Republicans to continue doing what they have been doing all across the country and slashing these unemployment benefits. So here's what Joe Biden's spokesperson had to say today. Psaki says the GOP governors cutting supplemental unemployment benefits have every right to do so. So no condemnation, no anything, just, yeah, they have every right to do so. She even continues on. Psaki declines to say whether the White House believes unemployment insurance is leading to less unemployment. Quote, that's really a difficult thing to analyze. Really, is it? Because members of your own cabinet, right, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, actually came out and said that there is no evidence that there is a correlation between these two things. So she's even to the right, and Joe Biden's administration is therefore even to the right of his own fucking cabinet on this issue. Okay, there is no actual underlying serious evidence that these federal unemployment benefits are leading to some sort of shortage in workers. Okay, the problem is a shortage in paying wages. The problem is a shortage in wages that actually pay a living wage and give decent benefits to people. That's where the actual shortage is, and yet she's coming down on the side of the Republican Party on this issue. And here's another reason why this doesn't make sense. Okay, we talked about the carrot and stick approach. This is what the consequences are of using the stick approach, of starving workers out of their homes to go accept shitty jobs and shitty benefits and cutting these unemployment benefits. So here's a report from Common Dreams. GOP governor's termination of jobless aid could cost local economies over $12 billion, according to a report. So they say, in addition to stripping key lifeline from millions of jobless workers across the country, Republican governors' plans to prematurely cut off emergency unemployment benefits could cost local economies an estimated $12 billion, as previously covered individuals and families lose the extra $300 in weekly federal aid that they were using to buy groceries and other necessities. According to a report released Wednesday by the Joint Economic Committee, a congressional panel chaired by Representative Don Beyer from Virginia, the decision by dozens of Republican governors to cut the $300 per week boost to unemployment insurance, quote, will take over $755 million from unemployment insurance beneficiaries and their families on average. Quote, these numbers, while rough estimates, nonetheless probably understate the extent of economic loss caused by this decision, the report reads, and by ending these programs early, states are refusing billions of already appropriated federal dollars that could be spent in local groceries, restaurants, and retail shops. And then again, reaffirming that there is little to no evidence that enhanced unemployment is holding back employment. In fact, ending it could cost $12 billion. So as they just pointed out there, these are already funds that have been appropriated. Okay, this is already money that was going towards this, and they're refusing it. They're just saying, we don't want that money. And the cost of doing that is not only that you're forcing workers to go accept shitty, low-paying jobs with no benefits, but in addition to that, you're costing your local economies. So the exact opposite intention that Republicans set out, right, of helping these small businesses obtain new workers, the exact opposite effect is what's going to happen, because you're sucking billions of dollars out of local economies. You're taking it out of people's pockets that they would have then been able to go and spend on normal everyday items, groceries, etc. So this entire plan by Republicans is based on a lie initially, that there is some sort of correlation between the federal unemployment benefits and some businesses anecdotally not being able to find workers. I covered a story in my video the other day that was literally about multiple different businesses across the United States who, once they just raised their minimum wage to like $15 an hour, immediately got thousands of job applications within the week. So, you know, this isn't a complicated issue. Pay your workers a decent wage, offer better benefits, and people will come and work for you, okay? Using this approach does absolutely nothing but suck money out of your local economy and damage it further.